So this question is n queen 2. So if you didn't watch n queens 1 solution video, you can watch it. This question is similar. We're going to return a distinct, return a number of distinct solutions for the puzzle. So yeah, we need to return a number, right? So it's going to be two. There are two different solutions. So I'm going to type while I'm coding because a lot of things are pretty much the same. So I'm converting the what? Sorry, not converting. I'm creating a 2D array, and I'm going to notate n by n, and I'm going to initialize everything to be what? To be dot. So array.fill row dot. Alright, now I'm going to traverse the DFS and grid and 0. 0 represent starting the index 0. So public. So it has to be an int, right? DFX and then chart grid and then int row. Right. So in this case, I will also have a verify function method. In this case, I'm going to say the count starting from 0, and I will return the count later, right? But how do I return the count? I will have a base case. I'm going to do this and return 1. I will I'll make sure I put this later. So I'm going to start it from the column. So column started from 0, and the column has to be less than the columns for the grid 0, and then columns plus plus. So while we traverse the column in here, this is because one single row you can only put one queen. So if you increment your index, your row index, you are definitely not going to have two queens at the same row, right? So you have to increment your column and traverse the column to make sure you are not collide with your other queen, right? So if what is valid, I'm going to put the grid, I'm going to put the row and put a column. If this is true, so how do I know it's true? Is valid, chart to the array, grid in row in column. So we only need to check what? So I'm going to just, I need to draw. So I'm going to put queen right here, right? And then, so I increment my index, my row index to here. So I always starting the index column 0. And I'm going to make sure for my column, they don't have what? They don't have the queens. For my what? So if you're here, right? For the column, they don't have the same queen, right? If you have, then you are colliding, and then you want to traverse top left and top right diagonal, right? This will be it. That these are the three directions you are going to check, because you are traversing and you are placing queen row by row, and then when you place the queen row by row and you want to check the diagonal, vertical and the other diagonal direction. So this is how this should be. So for in I equals 0, I less than grid grid.length, and in this one, this is meaning what? I column. If this is equal to queen, I will make sure I assign a Q for this cell. You want to return false. So look at this. This is a fixed value we pass in. I is the one we traverse, right? From I equal to 0 to the length, right? So in this one, the column doesn't change. The row index is changing. So we check in the what? Vertical, right? And then we need to check what? Top left diagonal and top right diagonal. Alright. So for in I equal to row minus 1, and then j equal to c minus 1, right? Which is column c minus 1, and it should be okay. So I greater equal to 0 and j greater equal than 0, and then I minus minus j minus minus. If you can tell, this is what? Going top left, right? So if greet aij is equal to green, you return false. Alright, so again, this is top left, and I'm going to check the top right. So in R equal to row minus 1, and then what else? J equal to columns plus 1, and then I will still have the same I greater equal to 0, and J has to be less than greet.length, so it should be 0. Length. Where's my? And I minus minus and J plus plus, right? It's going to top right diagonal, right? So if greet ij is equal to queen, you return false, and you will return true at the end, right? So make sure I do this correctly. Okay, cool. So yeah, if this is valid, so what this is doing is I'm going to assume I place a queen at this location, row column location in the grid. If this is valid, I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to put this row column equal to queen, and then I'm going to traverse the next one, grid row plus 1, right? The next row, and then I'm going to check, do I have the valid queen for the solution, right? And then if I don't, because it doesn't matter, you place a queen and it's valid, right? If I don't, I need to backtrack. I'm going to just assign a queen back to the dot, and at the end, like if you want to know which one is valid, you want to check this guy, because this guy is from what, 0 to grid.length, right? If this guy is equal grid.length, you are out of bound, and which is you want to keep traversing for what, the next row, but you're already out of bound and it's already valid, right? It's already valid. You want to return 1, this is counted as valid board solution, right? It's definitely distinct because the next one you have is going to be different queen, right? Because there's a backtrack. Alright, backtracking. Alright, I'm gonna run it. I don't care. Okay, good, cool. Alright, space. Let's look at space. Space is n squared, right? How about time? List all of n, right? And this one is going to be what? This one is going to be, okay. So you are going to traverse row by row, so it's going to be all of n for sure. But once you finish, right, your next possible value. So if you hold, I'm going to create a new board. So imagine this is the board, right? Alright, you place this value. The next possible value are these 3, right? So you form 4 possible, location you check and to 3. And once you pull this, there are definitely 2 possible. Okay, it's not correct because it's colliding right here, right? So next possible is going to be here or here, right? It's going to be 2, but what, they are colliding, right? So it has to be a different value. So you're actually, reducing your possibility to place a queen, right? So it's going to be n factorial for the time. So if you don't believe it, let's look at this guy. The solution is going to be the same. If you want to go over it by yourself, but n factorial for the time, all of n. This is not correct, right? N squared, come on. They are using the hash set, right? So it's going to be different solution, but for mine it's going to be n squared. For him it's going to be all of n. This is going to be represent row, diagonal, and diagonal, okay? And it's called, oh, they have 3 different sets. I mean, which is okay, but I don't like it. So yeah, if you have a question, leave a comment, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.